What's good, YouTube? It's your boy KINGROZE back again, once again, with another video classic. And today, people, I just want to first start off by saying Happy New Year's to everybody. We're gonna kick off this new year with an MVP race. Pretty much, I feel like right now we got Giannis, Kawhi, LeBron, Paul George, and I guess you could put Steph Curry in there. Right now, for me, my MVP would have to go between players like Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kawhi Leonard, and then you can give a small nod, just a small nod to Paul George and what he doing. But I would give more of the love and respect for Russell Westbrook for basically the development of Paul George this year. Like Paul George having a monster year, he balling out. So is Kawhi. So is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, my one difference between the three. Now, we know last year that, the Toronto Raptors was number one in the Eastern Conference. So, when you talk about, like, the most valuable player or the most valuable guy on the team, I don't know if you can necessarily give that to Kawhi Leonard because Toronto was so good last year. Then you look at the pieces without Kawhi, you got Kyle Lowry still, Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, Serge Ibaka's emerged. You know what I'm saying? And then they have a solid bench with Danny Green. You got CJ Miles. You got a bunch of dogs that's playing for your team. So, for me, I look at it like Kawhi Leonard, although he is having a monster season and he probably is the best player in the Eastern Conference, you still got to get a nod to Giannis because Giannis is the reason why the Bucks is must-see TV. When you look at the Milwaukee Bucks, I mean, outside of Giannis, who is you really going out there to see? You're not going out there to see Splash Mountain, Brook Lopez. You're not going out there to see Chris Middleton. You're not going out there to see Bledsoe. You're not going out there to see Thon Maker. You're not going out there to see none of those guys except for Giannis, the unstoppable 5-dunk-a-game guy. And, like, I can tell y'all now, like, outside of LeBron James, I don't know nobody who's dunking the ball 5 times a game, and they pretty much is a perimeter player. Like, even though Giannis, technically, if you could argue if Giannis played in another generation, he would probably have a back-to-the-basket game, which predicates him more on being dominant in that post game. Probably being more like a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for real. But in this league that we play in where post-game, unless you just ultimately unstoppable, you quick with your feet and quick with your moves, and then even if you can post up like Embiid, like Karl Anthony Towns, like Anthony Davis, like DeMarcus Cousins, like Nikola Jokic, you still have to be able to go out and shoot perimeter jump shots. We're not kind of predicating a big man just being in the paint, unless he's unstoppable in the paint. So, like, when I look at players like who should be MVP candidates like Joel Embiid, you're looking at like Kevin Durant, LeBron James, those guys, James Harden, you vastly disappointed in what Houston has did so far for this season. However, you still really can't blame it on James because James is giving you MVP last 3-year numbers. So James is looking good, and people do want to put James in that category for the best player in the game right now, especially for December because he always has great Decembers. LeBron kind of always takes the first quarter of the season off. Not necessarily off, but LeBron knows that he's most likely going to be playing, later on in the season. So 9 times out of 10, LeBron don't need to go hard in December, January if he knows he's going to be playing in May and June. Now, granted, playing for the Lakers, he's probably not going to be playing in June, but he still need to have that perfect run for the playoffs because, to me, in my personal opinion, outside of the Golden State Warriors, nobody can beat LeBron James. So I'm not really worried about LeBron James in the Western Conference, and he's proven that when LeBron James is playing and when LeBron James is out there with those young boys, they're the 4th best team in the Western Conference. And not to mention, if the record really even means anything, they get the right draft or the right pick for the playoffs, they're going to run right through whoever they play. So LeBron is always going to be like a playoff MVP. James Harden, Russell Westbrook, those guys have won MVP awards, but they always fizzle out towards the end. So I can't give those guys the nod as far as LeBron James because he doesn't take the whole year serious, and then he's hurt for the first time. He's going to be out for multiple games for the first time. And then you talk about the same thing when you go over there, when you talk about Kawhi Leonard, You know, the team is winning without Kawhi. You know, they beat the Warriors without Kawhi. We know when Kawhi comes back, they're going to be even better, but how much is that is attributed to him winning? When you look at Giannis Antetokounmpo, that is the reason why Milwaukee's good. That is the reason why Milwaukee's on TV. They are the reason why Milwaukee's being talked about right now, because of Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, Giannis is 24, and I feel like Giannis still does need a couple more years to develop. I say next year, Giannis definitely best player in the Eastern Conference next year. Probably next to Joel Embiid, because Joel Embiid, I don't see him stopping. I see him being like a young Hakeem Olajuwon, and I got to give MVP this year so far to Giannis, because if we don't want to give it to James, we're not giving it to a Warrior, we're not giving it to LeBron, we're not giving it to Kawhi Leonard, we can't give it to Anthony Davis because their team sucks. And Anthony Davis needs to go ahead and request that trade. Nobody's going to be mad at AD because the Pelicans suck. You had 34 and 26 last night, and y'all lost. Okay? So, for me, my MVP this year is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like, comment, subscribe. If y'all think it's anybody different, because I think it's Giannis. But if it's anybody different, y'all let me know. Like, share, subscribe, because I told y'all. And ESPN finally catching up with the take that I made the other day about the Portland Trail Blazers and Washington Wizards being the mirror image of each other, and how something got to happen for both of those teams, because both of those teams have a point guard, two guard combination that's not going to win. Especially Portland, especially Washington. So, either Dame Lillard, CJ, one of y'all got to go. John Wall, Bradley Beal, one of y'all got to go. If I'm the Wizards, I'm getting rid of John Wall. And if I'm Portland, I'm getting rid of CJ, because at the end of the day, you got to keep the franchise guy. And I feel like Bradley Beal for Washington is the franchise guy. I feel like John Wall needs to be playing for a team where he can actually work out and get in shape, stay in shape, continue to make all-star games, and potentially do damage in the Eastern Conference, in which they have not done yet. But y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe.